There's a belief that Sigma males don't care about anything, that they're distant, cold, or disconnected from the world, that they walk alone because nothing really matters to them. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The Sigma male doesn't attach himself to the same things most people do. He doesn't chase money just to show it off. He doesn't need approval, attention, or fake loyalty. He doesn't collect people. He doesn't follow trends. He doesn't play the game that society tells men to play. And because of that, most don't understand what drives him. But the truth is, he does care. Deeply. Only it's not loud. It's not obvious. And it's not for show. There are things in life that the Sigma male would die for. Not in a dramatic way, but in a clear, grounded, no-compromise kind of way. These are the things he would protect at any cost. The things he would never trade. The things that define who he is, even if no one else ever sees them. Most people live by comfort. Sigma males live by conviction. That's what makes them so different. And also why they're often misunderstood. People think their silence means they don't care. But in reality, they're just not interested in explaining what matters to them. They're interested in living it. This video will break down the 6 shocking things the Sigma male would die for. And by the end, you'll understand why he's willing to walk alone, stand firm, and risk everything without saying a word. Thing number 1. His uncompromised integrity. To the Sigma male, integrity isn't a nice idea. It's not a quote on a wall or a message in a motivational speech. It's the one thing that keeps him alive inside. It's what he wakes up with. It's what he goes to sleep with. And it's what separates him from the rest of the world. Integrity means his words match his actions. It means his values stay steady, even when pressure is high. It means he won't betray himself to please others. He won't fake beliefs to fit in. And he definitely won't sell out for success. That kind of commitment isn't easy. It comes with a cost. He knows he'll lose opportunities, relationships, and recognition for staying true to himself. But that's a price he's already accepted. Because to him, living without integrity isn't living at all. People around him may bend the truth to get ahead. They may say one thing and do another. They may compromise when it's convenient. But the Sigma male watches it all and stays grounded. Even when no one's watching, he sticks to his word. Even when it would be easier to lie, he tells the truth. Even when walking away costs him more than staying silent, he still walks. That's not stubbornness. That's clarity. He'd rather lose everything than lose who he is. This is where the Sigma male becomes dangerous to fake people. Because they can't move him. They can't buy him. They can't change him. He's already decided what matters. And once his mind is set, no threat or reward can shake him off his foundation. That's the power of real integrity. He doesn't flaunt it. He doesn't preach it. He lives it. Quietly. Consistently. And when it's tested, he doesn't blink. If it costs him the deal, the position, or the relationship, so be it. If it costs him his reputation, fine. If it costs him his life, he accepts it. Because at the end of the day, the Sigma male doesn't answer to crowds. He answers to his own code. And that code is not for sale. Thing number 2, his inner freedom. The Sigma male can live in many environments, cities, small towns, foreign countries, even isolated spaces. But no matter where he is, he needs one thing more than anything else: inner freedom. This isn't about physical freedom alone. It's about mental, emotional, and spiritual freedom. The freedom to think without fear, to move without pressure, to choose without manipulation. To breathe without being owned. That's what he protects with everything he has. He's willing to walk away from high-paying jobs, powerful people, or so-called opportunities if they try to control him. It doesn't matter how shiny the offer is. If it comes with strings that pull at his mind or soul, he cuts them without hesitation. This is why the Sigma male often feels like a loner. Not because he hates people, but because most systems are built on control, expectations, pressure, guilt. And he's not built to survive in cages, even when those cages are covered in gold. He avoids relationships that try to trap him. He avoids groups that demand obedience. He avoids habits that numb his instincts. And when something tries to limit his spirit, he feels it instantly. That's when he acts. Fast. Quiet. Without looking back. He may not say much, but he'll remove himself from anything that threatens his internal compass. It could be a toxic job, a manipulative partner, or even his own destructive thoughts. If it takes away his freedom, it goes. This is not just preference. This is survival. The Sigma male would rather sleep on the floor in peace than live in a mansion where he can't breathe. He would rather be unknown and free than famous and trapped. He would rather start over from zero than stay one more day in a system that owns him. That's how deep his need for inner freedom runs. And if it ever comes down to it, if someone tries to force him into submission, control his choices, or silence his truth, he's not going to fold. He'd rather die standing than live kneeling. Because for the Sigma male, a life without freedom is no life at all. Thing number 3, his real purpose. The Sigma male doesn't chase goals just because others expect it. He doesn't follow a blueprint laid out by someone else. His life is not about chasing money for status, climbing ladders for approval, or impressing people who don't matter. What drives him is something much deeper, his real purpose. It could be a mission, a calling, a passion, or a vision. But once he finds it, it becomes his compass. Everything else starts to shift. Distractions fall away. Excuses fade. And his actions become focused, even if no one understands them. This purpose isn't loud. It's not about shouting to the world or posting about it for likes. It's quiet, personal, and fully owned. It could be creative work, building something meaningful, protecting a principle, or making a long-term impact. Whatever it is, once he sees it clearly, he locks in. And when that happens, he becomes unstoppable. Comfort loses its pull. He stops caring about what's easy. He's willing to sacrifice rest, recognition, or reward for something greater. He'll work in the dark. He'll fail without shame. He'll get back up without applause. Because he's not doing it for approval. He's doing it because it matters to him. Other people may not understand why he's so focused. Why he says no to shortcuts. Why he avoids attention. But they're not supposed to understand. This purpose isn't about them. It's about truth. And to the Sigma male, that truth is worth everything. He doesn't care if it makes him look strange, antisocial, or extreme. He knows what he's here to do. He's already decided that the risk is worth it. He's willing to lose sleep, comfort, or even relationships if they slow him down. Not out of selfishness, but because he knows how rare real clarity is. And if anyone tries to take that purpose away, through distraction, guilt, or manipulation, they won't succeed. Because once a Sigma male connects with what he's truly here for, he would rather die than betray it. That's what makes him different. Most people dabble. He commits. Most talk. He builds. Most quit when it gets uncomfortable. He leans in. That level of purpose can't be copied, and it can't be taken. Thing number 4. The true connections he chooses. The Sigma male is not a social butterfly. He doesn't collect acquaintances. He doesn't need a big circle. And he's not concerned with being liked by everyone. In fact, most people don't get close to him at all, not because he's cold, but because he's selective. But the few people he lets in, he'd go to war for them. He doesn't choose based on popularity, convenience, or appearances. He chooses based on loyalty, depth, and truth. It could be one close friend. It could be a woman he trusts. It could be a mentor, a sibling, or someone who stood by him through the fire. Once someone proves themselves real, not just nice but consistent, the Sigma male forms a bond that runs deep. Not in a dramatic way, but in a way that says, "I've got your back." Even when it's hard. Even when no one else shows up. These are rare connections. And because they're rare, he protects them with everything he has. He's not the type to say, "I love you" every day or post emotional messages online. But he will defend, support, and show up for the ones he chooses, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. This kind of loyalty isn't loud. It's proven. If someone disrespects the people he loves, he won't look the other way. If they're in trouble, he'll move without hesitation. He doesn't need to be asked twice. Because to him, the people who've stood with him deserve the same in return. That's where his quiet fire comes from. He may not fight for just anything. But if you touch the few he truly values, the calm ends, and a different side of him shows up. One that doesn't negotiate. One that doesn't wait for permission. This is part of what makes the Sigma male so dangerous to fake people. They can't figure him out. But the people he loves, they never question where he stands. And if it ever came down to it, if he had to risk it all for those few who stood by him in silence, he wouldn't think twice. Because to him, true connection isn't disposable. It's sacred. Thing number 5, his silent peace. There's a kind of peace the Sigma male builds over time. It's not found in noise. It's not found in parties or social approval. It's not found in constant movement. It's found in stillness. It's the kind of peace that comes from being in control of his own energy, from knowing who he is, from understanding what drains him and cutting it out, from choosing silence over fake connection, from finding clarity in solitude. This peace is something he's earned. And once he has it, he'll defend it like his life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. He guards his environment, his routines, his time, his space. He doesn't let chaos inside his mind or his home. He avoids people who bring drama. He steps away from noise that offers no value. He's not trying to escape the world. He's trying to stay rooted. This peace is where he resets, where he thinks clearly, where he sharpens his instincts and gets stronger. It's where he can hear his own thoughts, check his direction, and stay aligned with his values. Most people can't sit in silence. It makes them anxious. But for the Sigma male, silence is fuel. It's clarity. It's control. And when something threatens that, whether it's a toxic person, a stressful job, or even his own unhealthy habits, he takes action fast. Because he knows what happens when that peace is lost. Everything gets louder. He gets reactive. He loses focus. And that's when mistakes are made. So he protects it. Quietly. Without drama. Without explanations. He'll say no without guilt. He'll walk away without warning. He'll cancel plans if it means protecting his center. And if someone tries to force their way into that peace with noise, guilt, or manipulation, they're out. No discussion. No argument. Just distance. That's how important it is. The Sigma male may not ask for much. But this, his peace, is not up for negotiation. He's worked too hard to build it, and he'll fight to keep it no matter what it costs. Thing number 6, his legacy of impact. The Sigma male doesn't live for applause. He's not interested in fame, popularity, or having his name in lights. But that doesn't mean he doesn't care about what he leaves behind. In fact, he cares more than most, just in a very different way. For the Sigma male, legacy is not about being remembered by the masses. It's about leaving something real behind. Something that lasts. Something that mattered. He wants to know that his time meant something. That he created, built, or influenced something that didn't vanish the moment he did. This legacy could be through work, through ideas, through people he's shaped, mentored, or inspired. It could be through something he's built with his hands or written with his heart. It might be a business, a philosophy, a lifestyle, or a standard. But whatever it is, it's rooted in truth. He's not interested in making a dent in the world for ego's sake. He's interested in building something aligned with his values. Something others can use. Something solid. And that's why he doesn't waste time on shallow wins. He could take shortcuts. He could follow the crowd. He could chase quick success. But none of that fits his vision. Because when you're thinking long-term, every step matters. And the Sigma male knows anything built fast without soul won't stand when time tests it. He's not building for likes. He's building for legacy. He's not trying to impress. He's trying to impact. That's why he works in silence, why he studies, why he experiments, why he keeps going even when no one sees. He's not driven by noise. He's driven by purpose. And if that purpose means working longer, sacrificing comfort, or being misunderstood, so be it. And if it comes down to defending what he's created, protecting what he's passed on, or making sure the next generation has something better, he'll do it. Fully. Without hesitation. Because in the end, the Sigma male doesn't just want to live. He wants to leave something that still lives when he's gone. And that quiet mission is something he'd die for. The Sigma male may walk alone, but he walks with purpose. He may be silent, but he sees more than most. And while it may seem like nothing moves him, the truth is, some things mean more to him than life itself. His integrity, his freedom, his mission, his people, his peace, his legacy. These aren't ideas. These are foundations. He'll fight for them, walk away for them. And if it comes to it, he'd lay it all down to protect what he knows is right. Because being a Sigma male isn't about being distant. It's about being clear. It's about knowing who you are and refusing to trade that for anything, no matter what the world offers in return. These 6 things aren't just shocking. They're sacred. They define the man who stands alone, not because he has to, but because he chooses to. On purpose. With power. And with full understanding of what really matters.